Have you ever wondered why some doors seem to stay closed, no matter how hard you pray, how long you wait, or how faithfully you serve? Maybe you've been crying out for a breakthrough, a sign, a change, and it feels like heaven has gone silent. But listen carefully. God says, I'm not ignoring you. I'm preparing something incredible for you. What if what looks like delay is actually divine preparation? What if your waiting season isn't punishment, but proof that something bigger, something greater, something you can't yet imagine is already being built for you behind the scenes? Before we go deeper into this message, pause for a moment and breathe. This word is not an accident. You didn't just scroll into this video, you were led here. Because God wants to remind you, your story isn't over. You might be standing in confusion right now, but heaven is working in your favor. And before we continue, I want you to comment below. I trust God's timing, because the moment you declare it, you're aligning your faith with His plan now. Let's talk about what God is doing quietly, carefully, and powerfully in your life. You see, when God prepares something incredible, He rarely does it in public. He does it in silence. He hides the process so you won't panic, so you won't sabotage the blessing with fear or impatience. The delay you feel right now, it's not denial, it's development. God is shaping your character before He releases your promise. He's teaching you how to stand in faith before He gives you what you've been praying for. Because the blessing isn't just about having it, it's about being ready for it. Think about it. When Joseph was thrown into the pit by his brothers, it looked like betrayal. When he was sold as a slave, it looked like rejection. When he was locked in prison, it looked like abandonment. But what looked like a curse was actually the road to the crown. Every moment that broke him was preparing him for what God had already planned. And maybe that's exactly what's happening to you. Maybe your heartbreak, your losses, your setbacks, the people who left, the job that didn't work, it's all part of divine alignment. God is rearranging your path so you'll be in the right place, at the right time, for the right blessing. Sometimes God doesn't answer because He's rewriting your story. He's removing people who can't handle your next level. He's protecting you from what you can't yet see. You may think you're losing, but in the spirit, you're gaining strength, wisdom, and power. Remember, preparation doesn't always look beautiful. It often looks like struggle, isolation, and patience. But faith isn't built in comfort, it's built in pressure. Every day you wake up and choose to believe, even when you don't see the result. You're proving your trust in God. Every tear you cry, every prayer that feels unanswered, every night you whisper, Lord, help me hold on, He hears you. Heaven records every moment of your endurance. And while you think nothing is happening, heaven is writing your victory story. You may not see it, but something is shifting. Doors are aligning. People are being prepared to meet you. Opportunities are being set in motion. Faith is trusting the plan when the path doesn't make sense. It's standing still when your emotions want to run. It's choosing peace over panic. And that's what God is calling you to do right now, to trust Him. Not because you understand, but because you know His heart. God has never failed you before, and He won't start now. Look around your life today. Even in your daily routine, God's fingerprints are everywhere. That random person who encouraged you, that door that closed, only for a better one to open, that delay that forced you to learn something new, that moment you almost gave up, but somehow strength found you. Those are not coincidences, they're confirmations. Every small detail is part of a divine orchestration. God is positioning you for something you didn't even pray for, because He knows what you need more than what you want. When you're cooking, working, walking, or just thinking about what's next, understand this: God is working behind every moment. The reason you feel pressure is because you're close to something greater. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Gold is refined by fire. You are being shaped, not destroyed. Every struggle you face is preparing your spirit to carry something big, something incredible. Maybe you're tired of waiting. Maybe you've said, "God, when is it my turn?" And He's saying, "I'm getting it ready, but I'm also getting you ready, because what's coming isn't ordinary, it's divine. What He's preparing for you isn't temporary, it's eternal. When you step into it, you'll understand why it took so long, why the pain had to happen, why certain people had to leave. You'll look back and say, 'Now I understand. It was all part of the preparation.' Let me tell you something important. The breakthrough you've been praying for might not come in the form you expect. Sometimes God answers by shifting your heart before He shifts your circumstances. He'll change your vision, your mindset, your patience, your gratitude, so that when the blessing arrives, you'll know how to keep it. Because receiving a blessing is easy, but maintaining it requires maturity. That's why the waiting season is so powerful. It's where you grow roots of faith. It's where you learn that you don't need to see everything to believe that God is still good. And when your trust becomes unshakable, God releases what's yours. You won't have to chase it. It will find you because it's already written for you. Think about Abraham. God promised him a son, but it took years before Isaac was born. Abraham had to wait, walk by faith, and believe in a promise that seemed impossible. Yet, when the time was right, the miracle arrived. The same God who kept His word to Abraham will keep His word to you. It might not happen in your timing, but it will happen in divine timing. Right now, you may be in the middle of your story. You may not see the ending yet, but God does. You might not understand the plot twists, but He's the author, and His stories always end in victory. What you see as a setback is actually set up. The tears you cried were watering the seeds of your destiny. The pain you felt was stretching your faith to hold a bigger blessing. So don't stop now. Keep believing. Keep showing up. Keep doing your best. Keep trusting God even when it doesn't make sense, because He's not done. He's preparing something that will blow your mind, something that will make you say, "Only God could have done this." You may feel hidden, but you're not forgotten. You may feel delayed, but you're not denied. You may feel broken, but you're being rebuilt. God's silence isn't absence, it's strategy. Every test you face is refining your faith. Every challenge is training your spirit. When you come out of this, you won't be the same. You'll be stronger, wiser, and ready for what He's been preparing all along. So, if you've been praying and nothing seems to move, don't lose heart. When it's not moving, it's maturing. When it's not happening, it's aligning. God is not ignoring your cry, He's timing your miracle today. I want you to hold your head high and speak this truth out loud. God is preparing something incredible for me. Say it again until your spirit feels it. Declare it until your heart believes it. Because faith is not about seeing, it's about trusting. The more you trust, the more you attract divine movement. And when that blessing finally arrives, you'll realize it wasn't random, it was right on time. You'll understand that every sleepless night, every moment of doubt, every closed door, every lonely season, it all had purpose. Because God was preparing you not just for something, but for someone. for impact, for destiny, for testimony. You're closer than you think. The waiting is not wasted. Heaven is not silent. God is not finished. You're about to step into the moment that makes it all make sense. Hold on to your faith even when it shakes. Keep walking even when the road feels long. Keep praying even when the answer seems far. Because the same God who parted the sea, who raised the dead, who spoke creation into existence is still working for you. Don't let fear convince you that God has forgotten you. Don't let the enemy whisper that you've been overlooked. You are chosen. You are seen. You are loved. And God is preparing something incredible, something so divine, so perfectly timed, that when it happens, you'll drop to your knees in awe. So stay ready. Stay faithful. Stay aware. Watch how everything begins to shift. Watch how what was once heavy starts to make sense. Watch how your story unfolds into something beautiful. Because God says, I'm not done with you yet. I'm preparing something incredible for you. And if this message touched your heart, comment below, I received this word. Share it with someone who needs hope today. Because sometimes one message from God is enough to reignite faith in a weary soul. Your miracle is closer than you think. Your blessing is already in motion. And your preparation season is about to turn into a revelation. Keep trusting. Keep believing. God is preparing something incredible for you.